Well, hello there, and welcome back to Mr. E's Mysteries and Magics. In this video, we're going to be taking a closer look at the Insignia deck, the new Insignia decks from Bicycle. You may say, well, why do you really need two videos about one deck of cards? And the reason is that the first video that I did really was just an open up the box and shake it out and see what falls on the floor. This is a little bit more in-depth look at the cards themselves and some more information that I have come up with since I did that first video. And we're going to be talking a little bit about in fact, we're going to be talking a lot about the video that is made for these particular cards and the somewhat unique gaff cards that you get with them. We will be talking about that video quite a bit in this video as well. So I've got a lot to say about them. There's still some unique things about these decks that require a little bit more in-depth look than your standard Bicycle deck of cards. So let's start with the deck itself, the cards themselves. I found out since I did the first video that these cards are actually a crushed stock. Now you may recall when I did the first video, I said to me they felt a little thinner than the usual Bicycle decks, and I think that's true because of the crushed stock. It's a still called, let's see what they say here, a air cushion finish, but a crushed stock. And boy, do they ever fan nicely. I mean, they have a very slick look to them. I'm told that, or I have read that thinner cards are better for cardistry. I don't know. I don't really do cardistry. Somebody who is out there who may know more about that can either correct me or verify what I have to say about that. So that's the cards themselves. They are definitely a thinner stock, the crushed stock. Okay, so next thing, these are done. Well, they're printed by Bicycle, obviously, but they're done through a company called the Magic Firm. Okay, so the Magic Firm is the company behind this design. It's a very minimalist design. You can see in particular the minimalist look on the white-backed cards. This is the black-backed deck, and the white ones are really, really minimalist. So anyway, if you like that kind of look, that's great. You can use these for that, and you can use these for a lot of different things. Now, what are the gaff cards that come with it? Well, as I mentioned in the other video, just for review, you get an opposite color Two of Hearts. Okay, so in the white deck, you're going to get a black back Two of Hearts. You're also going to get a cover card that will mimic the cover of the tuck case. Okay, so you're going to get that kind of thing. The Jokers are pretty standard, one color, one black and white. So we'll put those aside for now. And in the black deck, what you're going to get is just the opposite. You will, of course, get the black cards, but you will get the white-backed Two of Hearts, and you will get, what do we have here? Okay, here's the cover card for the tuck case for the black deck. So you can see that mimics the cover card. So these are the two gaff cards that you get, and again, you have the same Jokers. There's the black and white one, and somewhere buried in this mess is the colored one. So other than that, the cards themselves, the faces of the cards are pretty standard, and there's nothing really unusual about those. There's the other black Joker. We can get rid of that too as well. All right, so that's what you have for the cards. All right, basically a thinner stock, which again, just real smooth on those sorts of things, and you can do that. Whoop, that wasn't a very good one. We'll try that again. That fan, that circular fan sort of thing, cascading fan, does that kind of stuff really, really well. So those are the cards. Now, let's get down to the nitty-gritty of this video that is supposed to teach you how to use all these gaff cards that you get with this particular deck. So, what exactly do you get in that video? Well, for starters, you get a really hard video to find. Okay, there's a lot of problems with it. I had a lot of trouble not only just finding the video, but just understanding it. The production value of the video is not very good. I will tell you that straight out. This has a cellophane on it, so that might reflect a little bit of the light. I don't know if you can see this. I'll put this up to the camera very closely and hope that you can pick it out. At the bottom there, it says, same thing on here, www.thecardfirm.com. That's the first problem. You type that into your web browser's address bar, and what you're going to get is an error message. There is no such company as the Card Firm. It's that straightforward. It doesn't exist. This is a monumental misprint. It is the Magic Firm, www.themagicfirm.com. Yet the box covers say the Card Firm. Not good. Somebody fell asleep at the switch. This is really an unacceptable typo. This should have been caught in proofreading. I'm a former magazine editor, and boy, proofreading is very important. This is big. I mean, this is not just a typo. This is getting the company's name wrong. So Bicycle printed these as a Kickstarter for the magicfirm.com. So my first step was I typed in the magicfirm.com, and I think on the original video, if I recall correctly, I referred to the Card Firm because that's what it says on the box, that they created this deck. I was wrong, and so is their box. So I got nothing when I went to the Card Firm. So I had to do a little bit more research looking for these decks, and I found out it's called themagicfirm.com. So that's your first problem. Also, there is nothing in the cards themselves that tells you anything about the existence of this video. There are no ad cards. There's nothing on the box anywhere that suggests that you can access this video. You kind of have to get it from the person you buy it from. I was kind of told that this was the case by RP Magic Shop. Rich over there mentioned it to me. And when I had to research exactly the right name of the company on the places where I found these decks for sale on the internet, many of the companies that were selling these said, yes, there is a free video you can watch that has tricks you can use that can use with these gaff cards. Okay, so anyway, someone has to tell you that the cards are there. The Magic Firm does not in any way, shape, or form seem to promote it. I don't even really know that they promote it much on their own website, but once you're on their website, you know, you're going to be there looking at their video anyway. So that's a marketing problem. That's a marketing issue, and boy, did they left the ball. They dropped the ball on that as well. So what do you get when you finally get to the Magic Firm? Well, you get absolutely no indication that these cards are for sale. You get absolutely no indication that there is a video available about these cards. Okay, so what do you have to do? Well, again, it took a little search. And I had to click on one of those 3-bar menu things up in the right-hand corner where, you know, you click on it and you get a menu. The menu comes down. You have to go down and scroll down to the button that says Products. And then it lists a bunch of products, but it does not list the Insignia cards. It lists something called Torched and Restored. That has nothing to do with these cards at all, and yet that's what you need to click on to get to the video for the Insignia cards. You click on Torched and Restored, a new page opens up, you scroll down to an icon for these cards, and you click on that and it opens up another page which finally tells you all about the Bicycle Insignia cards from the Magic Firm. You have to scroll down that page a little ways to find the video. So the video is hard to find. It should be right on the main home page, but it's not. It's about 5 pages deep, and it's hidden behind something that has nothing to do with this deck of cards, Torched and Restored. I have no idea why that they would put it there. So it's hard to find. What I have done is I will have in the description below the direct link to the page that the video is on. Once you go to that page, if you click on that link, it'll take you to the page the video is on, but you will still have to scroll down to find the video. Okay, so I'll try to make it that much easier for you if you do decide to buy the cards. By the way, the cards are very good. The cards are very good. It's the video that I have some serious problems with, and I think you can see that already. So once we get to the video, what do we get? Well, we get a fellow named Brent Brown. Now, I have another video from him explaining another one of his tricks. He's a great magician. I've got nothing against him. Seems like a nice guy. Don't know anything about him except that he's a founder of the magic firm, and he seems to be very creative, and he's, what I've seen of his videos, he's also a very good magician. Got nothing against him personally. When he does this video, however, he talks way too fast to follow what's going on. And to make matters worse, I found the volume of the video to be very low. So I'm sitting there the first time I'm watching this thing, and I've got the video up to my ear, with my phone. I'm watching it on my phone. I've got the video up to my ear, but I can't see what's going on because it's on my phone. So I ended up kind of going back and forth. That was unacceptable. The one thing I will say is that it's real easy to turn on the closed captioning, and that's what I ended up having to do to watch the video. And, closed captioning is only about 95% accurate. There are times when it's not quite what he says, but you can pick it up easily enough. It's not a problem. So anyway, you've got that to deal with. He speaks too fast. The video is hard to find. The volume is too low, and it just didn't do much for me from a production value. Also, I think some of the places indicate that the video is 35 minutes long. It's actually 27. I'm not really sure if other places really did say 35, but it's a 27-minute video, so it's fairly substantial. Now, what kind of tricks do you get on the video? Well, again, you're going to run into a little bit of a production problem here with this. That kind of got me. There's four magic effects on there. The first one, Brent Brown refers to as being called card case. However, not the closed caption, but the caption at the bottom, the subheading is, as you're watching it, that they placed on the video says case card. Again, sloppiness. All right, that kind of thing should be corrected, can be and should be corrected. So I call it case card because that's what Brent Brown called it. It says, called it card case. It says case card on the actual video. Can't take it or leave it for whatever you want. It requires both two of heart gaffs from each deck, one from each deck, and it requires at least one of the cover cards to do. It's not a bad trick at all. It's kind of a card in the box sort of prediction trick. I'm not going to get into how these tricks are done or anything because that's not the purpose of this video, and you can certainly watch the video yourself and learn that stuff. So I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to describe them briefly. So card case is a little bit of a prediction card. You've got you put one of the gaff cards in the box, so on and so forth. And it's a pretty good trick. I did enjoy that one. The second one is called prediction change, and it requires a cover card and another one of the gaff, two of hearts. But it also requires you to write on, well, actually probably the best one would be on the white card case. You can do it on the black too, on the white part of the black tuck case as well. But it requires you to write a false prediction on here, and then you're going to, a correct prediction on the tuck case, and then you're going to take an erasable pen of some sort and write a false prediction on the cellophane, and then you're going to kind of rub it off and so on, and figure out, you then do your mumbo jumbo when you show that, oh yeah, I predicted the Queen of, you said I predicted the Queen of Hearts. No, I didn't. I predicted the two of Hearts. Whatever, again, I'm not going to get into the detail. But it does require you to mark one of the tuck cases up, which means if you want a blank tuck case, you're going to have to keep buying the decks of cards, which at $8 to $10 a deck is a little bit expensive. Again, that's not practical for me. So that trick is interesting, but not one I would ever do because of the expense of having to do it over and over again. You just have to buy too many decks to do it if you want to keep a blank card, write the thing in front of your spectators of what the blank tuck case every time that you do the trick. You could just leave it on there, but it loses something if you don't do it in front of the spectators. So anyway, yeah, you've got that correct one on the thing, on the tuck case, but again, you're going to use the tuck case for other things, and you're going to have that on there permanently. Again, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Just not worth it for me. Third trick, Chicago opener / Red Hot Mama. Well-known trick. You can find a million versions of it on the internet, on YouTube, to teach yourself how to do it. If you don't know how, you use the two different colored gaff cards, the two different color backs like this. Thing about that is, and not only is it's a great trick, no doubt, but you don't need $8 to $10 decks to do it. You can do it with standard $3 bicycle red deck and a standard $3 bicycle blue deck for less than half the cost of what it costs to do these. It doesn't require any particular gap, just duplicate cards of an opposite color. Okay, so you can do that with any two decks of cards that are different colors. You actually do it with one deck. You just take the duplicate of one of the cards and slip it in the deck that you're using. So as long as you have two different colors of the same card, doesn't matter what decks you use. So that was a little bit disappointing because it doesn't really require you to use the bicycle type, the Insignia decks, but whatever. It does work with these cards. And finally, he has one called the Vanishing Casing Card trick. This one requires you to take the box and actually cut this flap off and create a gimmick with it with one of the other, not which one here, this, with this one here, with the back of the one that has these duplicate back of the tuck case on it here. So you create this gimmick. Again, you've got, this time you really have to ruin a tuck case because you got to cut it off. Sorry, I'm not going to do that. All right, that's not a trick I'm going to want to do. It's a kind of trick where you have the gimmick and the deck disappears. It actually requires two decks because you're going to have one deck disappear and you're going to hide that one and then pull out the second deck in a box which has not been messed up. So again, you're talking $16 at minimum just to do that one trick, because you're going to have to destroy one tuck case and then use one tuck case that's perfectly normal. Again, not practical for me, not going to do it. So, bottom line, I got to give the cards pretty much, I would say, for this kind of deck, I would say an A to an A minus. They're very good cards. I like them. They've handled very well, and I will certainly be using them in different presentations. But I really overall had to give the video an F. The production value was terrible. I was going to give it really kind of a D or even maybe a D plus or something like that. But this typo about the card firm and the magic firm just stuck in my craw as just too amateurish and too unprofessional. That really is inexcusable and should not have gone through the production process. And that's particularly why I give the video, frankly, an F. If you can get past all that stuff, it may be worth a watch just to get some ideas of what to do with this deck or other decks and how to do the Red Hot Mama Chicago opener routine. That's all well and good. But in the meantime, that is what I have to say about the Insignia deck. And the next time you see these on my channel, they will be used in some kind of an effect that I will be teaching. So, again, these cards are available at RP Magic Shop, and their link is also below. So give them a look, check them out, and again, you can always check out the video on the Magic Firm and the link below, because, like I said, you just might find something there that will always leave them baffled.